right there, Country Club Naples. It's Bill Davidson, your golf course superintendent. I'm sitting in mission control here for the golf course maintenance building, and I wanted to share with you a little bit of information behind the scenes on how I sort of make decisions, what helps me make agronomic decisions for timing, and timing is everything. I keep getting a couple questions about, are we going to maintain the closure schedule that we just got done with this past summer? And I don't know, but I think the recommendation is going to be to go ahead and continue with it. There was a lot of positives to it, a lot of member satisfaction with the golf course, and a lot of positive financial aspects to it as well. But also one of the things we need to consider is, are those closures, those 3-week blocks, done at the right time? So what I wanted to share with you guys is a little bit of data that is collected by the University of Florida, and this is one of the reasons why, or this is sort of how I do a little data analysis behind the scenes to be able to make sure that we are able to get all the work done that we need to get done, but as well as be able to recover from all that work so that I can give you guys back a great golf course. So sort of follow along here. I'm gonna switch over, and you guys can just watch how I get the data from UF and then be able to put in a little chart, and it'll help explain timing a little bit better. Alright, so we want to grab some data off the internet and be able to show you guys what we're talking about. So we want to search for FON data. FON data is a Florida Automated Weather Network, and it's produced by the University of Florida. And what we want to look at is a report generator here. So our local station is in Immokalee. That is where the research center is and where the weather station is. Then we want to do monthly averages, and we're going to go from January all the way to November so we can show you guys some trends. And what we're really concerned about is this right here, solar radiation, because solar radiation equals recuperative capacity. The more radiation we got coming from the sun, the more the grass likes it, the better it can take it. So then we're going to download all that good stuff into a little report here, and here is the data popped up in an Excel sheet. But then what's easier to do to understand all that stuff is we're going to go ahead and create a little chart. And then what is really important here is this information. Okay, this is the actual solar radiation that hits the ground. And what's important here to understand is you can see January, as you would expect, the solar radiation be low. We're the farthest away from the sun, the shortest days. And as we move into the spring and summer, and then back down fall and winter. So what's interesting here is in May, you can see it's almost a 100-point dip from April. And if you think back, May was exceptionally cloudy and rainy. But you know, all of this data is important, but you need to apply some rules to it. And so I like to use the rule of 200 when it comes to doing anything aggressive on the golf course. Meaning, when we verticut and aerify and rip and tear and beat the golf course to death, I want these numbers above 200. That way we know we have recuperative capacity. Now this year we could have started in March and April, but I don't think that would have made the golfers too happy. So we have to balance this with the needs of the golfers on the golf course. So May, we decided to go the last week in May and the first 2 weeks in June. And you can see here there was plenty of recuperative capacity for everything we did in May. Going into June, the golf course recovered greatly. And then you can see here why we had such a great summer. We had awesome weather June, July, and then coming into August, we began to have a little bit more rain. So we had a very early wet summer season, and then we had a little bit of a wet late summer season. That's why these numbers are a little bit less right here. So you know, you're thinking, well, why don't we spread them about even more, and then we can put the second closure in September. Well, the reason we don't want to do that is we know we need to do 3 aerifications on the greens, and this past year we didn't want to do 3 big closures, so we condensed it down to 2. And the way we came up with the second closure was we knew that in September, this area right here, we wanted to do a dry eject on the greens, and we wanted to give a month before that, so when we opened back up. So we went to the end of September knowing that we still had some good recuperative capacity left in the grass, and because we're getting good solar radiation, and we backed it up 30 days, and that's how we came up with the closure date in August. So you can see here, applying the rule of 200, it gets us plenty of great growing time through the summer. It allows us to stay away from this section, which would be great golfing weather for the members. And then as the summer really cranks up and the temperature gets hotter through here, the golf course is in great prime condition to recover from everything we do to beat it up. But then once we get done in this neck of the woods, August-ish, beginning of September, we need to transition from cultural practice, rip tear, beating it up, into conditioning. September and October are all about conditioning the golf course, building carbohydrate reserves in the root system, and getting that plant ready to establish itself for the long haul to run the race per se through November, December, come back around over here, January, February, March, April, and coming into, again, the recuperative cycle where we can go in and beat it back up. So that's a quick understanding of the data behind what drives the decision-making process for timing on what we do to the golf course. So hopefully through that data analysis, you guys can see sort of the drivers that help me make decisions as to when specific cultural practices need to happen. It's all about making sure that we can recover from whatever we do to the golf course and make sure that we're able to get the golf course up and running as fast as possible with as little impact to the golfers as we can, so that we can make everybody happy. Just a little behind the scenes. Hope everybody's having a great day. The golf course is really good. Thanksgiving is coming up. It's tomorrow actually, so want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving, and we'll see you guys next week. Take care, everybody.